Hi everyone, this is Sarfraz from Aristotle Prep, and we are looking at question 111 from the OG 13 Critical Reasoning chapter. So the fire commissioner is saying the vast majority of false fire alarms are prank calls made anonymously from fire alarm boxes on street corners. Since virtually everyone has access to a private telephone, these alarm boxes have outlived their usefulness. Therefore, we propose to remove the boxes. So the commissioner is saying remove these alarm boxes because people already have telephones. So in case there's a fire, they can call us from their private telephone. We don't need these boxes which lead to a lot of prank calls. The last sentence finally says removing the boxes will reduce the number of prank calls without hampering people's ability to report a fire. Interesting. It says, as I said earlier, that if you remove these uh, alarm boxes, then the number of prank calls will go down without hindering people's ability to report fires because they can always use their personal telephones to report the fire. The conclusion is people's ability to report the fire will not go down, but the number of prank calls will go down. The assumption is people will not use their personal phones to make prank calls. Something on those lines. That's basically your assumption in the argument. The question stem says which of the following, if true, most strongly supports the claim that the proposal, if carried out, will have the announced effect. So we have to strengthen the argument. So we have to somehow show that people will not use their own telephones to make prank calls. That should be the answer ideally. A says the fire department traces all alarm calls made from private telephones and records where they came from. Looks very good because that gives a deterrent to people for using private telephones to make these prank calls because then they can be tracked. Ideally, it should be the answer. B says maintaining the fire alarm boxes costs Springfield approximately $5 million annually. But that is not of consequence to us. The conclusion is that people's ability to report fire will not be hindered and the prank calls will be cut down. B doesn't help you strengthen that. C says a telephone call can provide the fire department with more information about the nature and size of a fire than can an alarm placed for an alarm box. So what? Why will it lead to a cut in the number of prank calls, or will it? We don't know. So eliminate C. D says responding to false alarms significantly reduces the fire department's capacity for responding to fires. So we understand that, but why will this new proposal lead to a reduction in prank calls? E says on any given day, a significant percentage of the public telephones are out of service. That, if anything, can weaken the claim. Because if phones are out of service, then people may not actually be able to inform the fire department of a fire. So it weakens the argument. We have to strengthen the argument. So A, as I said, is the best option because A gives us a deterrent for people not to use private telephones to make prank calls. The difficulty level of this question, I think, should be again a 4 out of 5. Have a nice day, everyone.